Clock strikes upon the hour and the sun begins to fade. Still enough time to figure out how to chase my blues away. I've done alright up till now. It's the light of day that shows me how. And when the night falls, my loneliness gone. Oh, dance with somebody.
This domain
I wanna feel the heat with somebody.
is now
I wanna dance with somebody.
online.
Need somebody who loves me. Oh, dance with somebody. I wanna feel the heat with somebody.
Yes, sir. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? I hope everybody's doing absolutely amazing right now because we are back yet again on another day. I know the draft has started. I'm so sorry. We're just going to miss out on that first initial stage. Right now, we got ourselves an open qualifiers day 5. This is the final weekend. We got 5 games tonight. All best of 1. The first one, we're almost done with the draft, so we're going to jump into that right now. This domain is now online. Benelux Ascent Series, open qualifiers, Saturday. The last day is tomorrow. Fuse are yet to put themselves into that day, but we've already qualified. It's this time round. It's all about just showing up and having fun, but it's more important for everybody else that's involved, and one of the teams needs to find their mark, and that's Nameless. Fuse versus Nameless, and I've got none other but the best person to introduce that to you guys. So how about we show the boy, the myth, the legend, Unfazed. My brother.
Hey,
how we doing?
of course, mate. I'm good. I'm doing so good, man. And I mean, day 5. Holy, it's been a lot of days, bro. But I mean,
It has.
Nameless have got a lot to prove. They're kind of, well, after the DQ from last qualifier, a little bit of a disaster, but of course it was an honest mistake. The admins have said, look, all good, but you won't get points, but come back week 3 and prove yourselves. So they've got a lot to step up versus Fuse, who are kind of sitting there with the crown on the throne at the minute. So yeah, it's going to be a nice game because it's the first game that they've met. And I've got love for both rosters, obviously.
Yep.
So yeah, it's going to be a cracking game, man. And again, today, everybody is going to be scrambling for that first and second finish, especially for people who have low points in the standings so far. That is their ticket to the chocolate factory. So yeah, everyone's getting dialed in today, mate. It's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a good game. It's all about today for Nameless and for so many other teams to make sure they do qualify into tomorrow, because tomorrow you get the most points in those 3 best of 3s.
Oh yeah.
You know, once you get yourself into that grand final, then you've secured yourself. These are 18 teams, by the way. Today, there's 18 teams, if not more. There's so many teams playing right now today. With it, we won't be able to cover every single game that's happening, because in a single hour, there's about 8 games happening at a single time. Right now, there's 8 drafts completed. We've chosen Fuse and Nameless out of those 8 teams that are happening right now. That's the brunt of it. Obviously, the next 4 games that we'll watch after this one, 5 in total, will be the same thing. 8 games in a single hour, and we get to choose which ones we are watching. The best 8 teams that perform today go into tomorrow's Sunday, last day of the Open qualifiers. So it's all about these 20 teams that are playing today to be the top 8 at the end of the day, because the top 8 play on tomorrow. That's all you need to know. And if you play on tomorrow, you get more points. And if you get more points, you are the top 5 teams out of the 20 today, top 5 teams at the end of the weekend that go straight through to the last chance qualifiers. That's the most important side of all of this. Who's going to be the top 5? Fuse has already guaranteed themselves a spot in the top 5 because we've won 2 grand finals in a row. Let's get in. Goddamn crazy stuff. But so many people are still trying to make that same sort of approach to all of it. So we got ourselves a draft that's already been completed in front of you guys. So sorry that we're late into this. I'm just going to say hello to a few people. I see my boy Emil, aka Zeph, aka Jaden McDaniels. Love that name. Love this guy. We got Laughing Man 91 in the chat. We got Serge, the production, by the way. This is Aiden. Serge, how we doing? Welcome. He's gonna grace us. Okay. I'm the everybody's like, are we ready, guys? Are we ready? And I'm the lobby starter, and I'm like, I'm ready. Let's go. And they're like, you should start the lobby then. I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. We're in the game. We're about 4 minutes away from getting ourselves into the first game. Let's go. We got my boy Timsy in that chat. What's up, baby? We got Caster Bandit. Okay, that's a goat. That's a goat. Somebody put the goat in the lobby. The little goat emoji. I've got my own, actually. If you want to use the animated goat one, if you're a subscriber of the channel, then please plug away. Yo, Kianin. What's up, baby? I hope everybody's had an amazing... I'm the OC, my boy. Okay, guys, welcome. Welcome. Big day today. Right now, we are going to witness our first ever Nameless versus Fuse match. How do you feel about that, Unfazed?
Man, it's good, man. I mean, both teams, you know, we can throw it way, way back to the first ever, you know, qualifying week. And Nameless came second place, just under Fuse. Second week, Nameless was sort of on their way. They 3-0 Taka, and they were literally gone on the way to semis. They could have fought Fuse there. This match has been postponed for quite a while now. So, yeah, it's long overdue. And I think both teams have got the exact same drive and hunger. But obviously the stats on the board right now putting Fuse way up. But I think Nameless have got a shout in this game. I'm excited to see how it goes. And I mean, it's first clash. This is going to be the first of many. And I mean, I'm excited, man. It's going to be stoked. But like you said, you know, all of these teams fighting for that big, big last chance bracket where, you know, the outsiders kind of meet the Benelux favorites, the OGs, the closed qualifiers and the opens merge. And we get that crazy battle for that final spot in Benelux. So yeah, the next couple of weeks is going to be intense, but I mean, I think everybody's dialed in at this point. We're all ready for it.
I'm so dialed in. Do you want to break down this draft for us as I try and figure out that closed qualifiers up there? Because that's supposed to say open qualifiers. Oh, I don't know why.
Of course, mate. Of course.
My boy.
All right, so not gonna patronize, guys. You all got eyes, but let's have a look. I mean, Orianna first B1 into a Azir Smolder. I kind of like the Azir pick into Orianna. Control Mage can sometimes be caught out by the Azir shuffle if they misplay. Third pick and fourth were Trist Zaheen. Kind of a solid pick pair for Fuse. I think Tristana's got good engage, disengage, plays well into Smolder as well, because the flap can't really create that gap. So a good aggressive play into the Trist bot lane. Top lane pick, Ornn into Gnar. I think Fuse are going for early Prio with that Gnar pick, because of course, Ornn has got enough sustain, and he can build sustain in the lane if he needs it to sort of balance that lane. So I think Fuse looking for some maybe guaranteed early topside Prio. That's my take on that. But outside of that, before I forget, I believe the last 2 picks were Nico and Rel. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty crazy comp for both teams, and there's a lot of direction for both teams. They've got the Ornn engage, they've got, you know, they've got the Nico engage. They've got a lot of frontline on the side of Nameless. However, the counter engage is that Rel being a bit of a sniper with that leap. Carrying the Orianna ball could be an explosive 2-piece combo. Zaheen as well. We've seen that. Domain rightly called it a few games ago. He's like, I bet Orianna ball goes on Zaheen and he ults in. So that's a thing that happens. So, I mean, Orianna's got options. And Gnar, of course, easy ball transport. But again, I picture this would be a bit of a split lane situation with the solo lanes being really important this game, because if the solo lanes aren't ahead, they're going to have to cover that solo lane. And the team fights are going to be so explosive mid-early because of the support picks. I think that the solo lanes are really going to matter this game.
I can't wait. I can't wait. That's a beautiful way of breaking it down. And in the meantime, I've been able to fix that little open qualifiers right now. That's what we're seeing.
Smashed it, mate.
Smashing it so far. We're doing good. We're doing good. Obviously, the graph is not quite fitting into the graph. Fix the graph domain, but I'm not going to be able to. I don't know how. So that's just going to... Do you know what they did? Draft a lol, by the way, yeah? They just all of a sudden decided to completely change their entire layout of their website. So everybody that's using Draft a lol has to because there's a new ad at the very bottom of it. I need to get ad block, man. that's why it's just like pushed up a little bit, because there's a massive screen size ad at the very bottom of the screen. So obviously if you're copying it, what do I think about what we're about to witness? Because I'm so...
Talk to me about the draft, bro.
Right? We're in, by the way. We're in. The game has now started, and therefore let's please... Oh, I connected. They fixed it. Let's go.
No.
Let's go.
2026, boys. It's the
baby.
year.
Oh, baby. We're not even slowing down. There's nothing to slow down about. It's all about speeding the F up. Right now, we got ourselves the first game of many that we will witness on the Rift tonight. The first one has been... I'm not gonna lie, something that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. Fuse versus Nameless. Nameless versus Fuse. Fuse is on the blue side. Nameless is on the red. All of these teams are playing a best of one. Both of these teams will be playing another 4 games into other opponents, but we're getting graced, we're getting treated in the first game of many.
Okay, Domain, after me. FaZe. We are not calling him Thighs today, okay? We're better than this. FaZe, all right? Let's get a good name.
FaZe.
Yes, mate.
It's like your name, but without the D at the end. That's simple enough.
Hey. Yeah.
And without the N at the beginning. Who's going to get that level 2 first down in his bot lane, as apparently the crash down will not be serving anybody with a bit of metal on the side shoved into their faces. As of right now, it looks to be a bit of a stronger push coming out of Nameless, Tom the Tank Engine. I love his name. And Valet. I've tried out Valet in my CWL team as well. This is why I love Nameless. And I honestly kind of want you guys to win. I'm not going to lie. So let's see how these boys do.
Hey, we love the love, mate. We love the love. But yeah, double range bot lane do getting the edge over the explosive passive from Tristana. Pretty typical stuff. But again, the jungler is pathing down. And, you know, if this keeps up, are Nameless ready for that type of gank? But I mean, again, top side, as discussed in the draft, we've got the Gnar really putting the Ornn under tower. The ranged ability on Gnar is so fantastic at pushing back these sort of tanky top lanes. So yeah, Fuse have got options here. They've got an overpush lane and a lane at risk, so they have to manage that.
Ooh, that's a nice crash down. That's an ability that lasts 5 seconds before you can use it again. But the flash, make it times 100. That's a 5-minute cooldown going away for a minute for the Smolder. At the moment, both junglers are obviously pathing towards the bot lane, so that could spice things up in a moment or two.
Yeah, fantastic engage by Water to get Tom's flash there. The wave is being shoved now by Trist, which is a little bit of a shame. I would like to have seen them hold it back and put them in a bit more of a vulnerable spot, but really well played by Fuse to get that, and that's another pound in the jar, to get the early pressure relieved in that bot lane.
What do we have here? It is a Scuttle Crab battle, but it's going to be smited away. Sometimes as a jungler, I don't keep that smite for that Scuttle, but I think I'm going to start taking a little bit of a, tip from these guys, because it just needs to happen. Bloopy's now going to have to walk all the way past this mid lane. Baby Jesus is going to make him, regret a little bit of that HP going away, but not too much. The second Scuttle Crab will be secured by Fuse.
Yeah, I always think that I've got a great jungle clear. Then I YouTube like the top player for that champion, and I realize I'm clearing like 40 seconds slower, and that's why I'm smiting. So yeah, if you've got an inclination on what champ you want to spend some time in the jungle, always have a look at the clear speeds for that patch, because yeah, no smite scuttle is tricky on some champs, but we are seeing action in the top lane.
Beautiful. Look, Bingo does have the Mega Gnar coming up in just a moment or two. The Soaring Charge will not be destroying no volcanic ruptures today, at least not for the moment, as that was going to be a defensive charge away from trouble. At the same time, what we did witness is a bit of a scrap potential, the first one. This is a Volibear in the jungle, Nameless. What are we cooking?
Yeah, Volibear Jungle's just got that. He's just such an aggressive jungler. He's got good gank windows with his charge. He plays similar to a Xin, I suppose. You know, he's got that direction and lead. But of course, interestingly for Volibear, he has the buffer. So the Tristana ultimate won't push him back. The Shockwave might not push him back if he times the ult well. So he's a tricky champion to kite away when you're looking to disengage. So a cool pick by Nameless. I like Volibear.
This is terrifying. Phase. By the way, we're still saying it incorrectly, but this time round, we have water arriving. By the way, this is a sub for Fuse, as Jaden McDaniels couldn't quite grace us with his presence, but water has, and he's here to defend and grace the presence of the Orianna as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, no Jaden today, but Water has history as a player. He's played in Div 1s. He's got tons of experience, so definitely not ill-equipped to have Water on the squad. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he brings to the game.
Already on that rel as well, right? And that's a very cool pick to see, especially with something like a Tristana. You got to play off of that aggressiveness. Like in that top side, the Willem doesn't quite connect onto the Ornn. He's, again, just going to be walking out defensively out of Look Bingo's Gnar. This is a bit of a different strat than we've seen in the previous games. We got that weak side and the top side, but it doesn't offer that scaling presence like the Cho'Gath on Luke Bingo often does, right? So it's a Gnar. I'm excited to see how he's going to be able to cook with so many of these auto attacks connecting. This is a free proc passive champion who is having the best time of his life as he charges away from the charge.
Yeah, he's got about 600 boomerangs wedged in his back, and I think this is a good recall for Doggo to get that fresh, to get the fresh legs back into the top lane with a TP. But yeah, I mean, both teams playing very reservedly. It is first game of the day. They're shaking off the morning rust. You know, maybe they've had a little cheeky game beforehand, but yeah, it's a pretty standard stuff. Now with the CS leading to a melee matchup, Ornn building full resist, and of course Water looking for roams, as is Valet, but nothing connecting just yet. But it won't be long until the objectives force these teams to collide.
Oh, the objectives is the spicy stuff, right? That's the stuff you get up for in the morning to log into League of Legends. It gets you going for the rest of the day, right? The objectives, but they haven't been started yet. They're slacking. Where are our skirmishes? We are right now 6.5 minutes into this game. The Void Grubs are very close to maybe do exactly that. Open up this game and give us the first blood. Both of these teams are measuring each other out the divide. Emperor's shuffle, but hold on a minute. Now, with Water's Rel, doing a little bit of mitigation. Nice little flash from Phase's Orianna. Gets him into safety. Nobody goes down as of yet, and I'm still itching for that first blood. Maybe Water is as well, getting a 2-man stun. Is there going to be enough damage coming out from Bloopy? One auto attack with the flash, and he gets the Grim Deliverance into a beautiful disengage in the end. That's going to be a first blood coming out for Fuse.
Yeah, what a fantastic ultimate from Bloopy there. He realized he'd committed too far for that kill, but he recovered beautifully with that buffer. Rhydon sees the punish window, but the buffer was already in place. So Volibear doesn't stun. Bloopy escapes with his life. A fantastic play.
Absolutely. So much could have changed in that regard as the Orianna. Phase was so close to going down. It wasn't matched by a flash coming out from Baby Jesus, as per that, Nico is being a little bit cheeky on these minions in the mid lane. It's such a annoying thing to deal with when you have to deal with a Nico and always count the minions, and it's so much more confusing now. It's because the minions are a little bit different, ain't they? They spawn in different orders. They spawn with less than what we're used to, as Call of the Forge God is being used maybe to deny this priority as the Void Grubs are being started. But this is a Gnar. He likes to fight. Looking for a steal. Gonna control all 3 of those. But now Rhydon is in trouble. Doesn't even get to use the Stormbringer. He is CC'd for days. Gonna go down. Not before they secure 3 Void Grubs in for Nameless.
It's a cool trade, but I still wouldn't have minded Nameless not taking a death there, given that Ornn did ult before, so the peel was pretty much non-existent. But he does prevent the Gnar roam in a lane where Gnar has got prio, so I think he did achieve what he wanted to. But again, the play is completed by Nameless, but it ends badly. Much like the gank mid, Nico burns Ori Flash, but, you know, Nico ends up dying. They need to tighten up these deaths to make sure that they don't give away an early lead.
So, Dragon being traded for Void Grubs. There's a potential gank. Water is everywhere. This is a very low Ornn. Does get the full tilt onto a crash down by the looks of it. Enough damage because he's tanking it up. The third proc, passive with the boomerang, will just do enough damage and take out the Ornn in the top side.
Yeah, look, Bingo's got such good champion knowledge, knows the limit on the damage there, fade away Q to secure the kill top lane, but a good roam from Water. Ornn saves Flash. Not sure if he's got something in mind which has higher priority, but never a good idea to give your opposite man a kill. But again, the matchup's not going to get much easier for Ornn. He will get loads of poke, and that armor will slowly bail him out over time. So, yeah, an interesting play to not flash, but well played again from Fuse for that gank.
It definitely is. They have now grabbed themselves 3 kills, but it's not being put on a single target, as now maybe perhaps stays without the flash will be going down. Stormbringer does have to go through just to secure a bit of more damage as the chomp comes around. Bloopy has arrived. Grim Deliverance onto Raiden. Doesn't have the ult. Doesn't have the flash. It will be a 1-for-1. Doesn't quite have the dreaded return for Baby Jesus to bring him back into his own claws, but as of right now, that is the first kill coming out from Nameless. Look, Bingo, just looking for a bit of a more aggression out of the top side here.
A bit of aggression. All right, I see you. I see you. A little bit of aggression.
Ravishing aggression.
Yeah. Mate, I mean, what Doggo's played this matchup a lot of times too. Fantastic E to avoid the Gnar stun. Well, a little bit of reverse aggression, yeah?
Reverse aggression. He's not even done. He's going to get that tower.
A little bit of a
turn around. Reverse. As FaZe is now in trouble. He's going to go down to the Nico auto attack. A lot of good damage has been placed. Is it just me, or are we missing out on a few summoner spells right now?
Yeah, I mean, summoner-wise, I think
maybe one Doggo there, maybe missing out on a bit of HP after this situation. Constantly looking for those ganks. Bloopy is everywhere, playing the Zaheen like a god, and I guess as a Darkin, he's definitely got a god complex at the least. Definitely pulling through 202 on the Zaheen as we speak, and everybody else is trying to catch up on the side of Nameless.
Yeah, a lot of resources shoveled mid to try and sort of put Baby Jesus ahead. But the kills aren't going to the mid. Rhydon getting a kill and Valet getting a kill. So it's an interesting one, really. The Prio hasn't really put the mid ahead yet. Ooh. And it's not stopping yet.
Dire stays, or the shockwave itself will be the dominating factor in this regard, as Rhydon once again just gets punished for maybe... Right now, if you was this Volibear, do you stick to the mid lane continuously trying to find the same kills, or do we now reposition and make it a little bit more less obvious for at least Bloopy to be around every single time? Because so far, that vision coming out from Water is also the detrimental factor here.
100%. They're doing such a good job with the vision. But I think, again, you're right. The aggression does need to slow down mid lane because it hasn't yielded great results. And a fantastic all-in here. It's looking bad.
Yeah, I think he's just going to have enough to follow through with a kill here, actually, onto this Ornn. One more auto attack will do it in the end. Water, this river belongs to him, as there is a reshuffle available. Baby Jesus not quite able to use it until he can, with Raiden around, as well as the rest of the bot lane. This is the first time that a mid lane gank could have caused a much more bigger battle than the initial one we saw. But there's a reason for it. We've got a dragon already up and ready for the taking, and therefore that's exactly what Fuse will be preparing, as this is now being started. Raiden doesn't have what it takes to contest it. He's going to back away.
Yeah, really good trade onto the Azir mid, really softening up Nameless's front line and backline damage. So yeah, a good concede by Nameless, but the mistakes are mounting up. 2 Drakes, 2 Fuse. Yeah, they do have the grubs, but how do grubs help if no one's near a tower?
That's very true. You do. Let's have a look. Have a smolder. Nico, Azir. Ooh, okay. So you don't have the best of sieging comps. The Azir maybe perhaps himself could do a bit of damage, but right now he's looking for more as the Nico's going to have to be flashed away from. But Water does not slow down. He's going right in with a crush down. Gets the Magnet Storm phase, goes down first. And that's a great trade coming out for the Azir because Darrell picks up that kill. Now Water's in trouble as Raiden as well as Blue P, the junglers, are now going to be going at it again. This time round, there's an ultimate available. Stormbringer brings it in, and so does the Grim Deliverance. He now has the reset passive. Blue P is definitely feeling this. Zaheen on a double kill right now.
What an engage. And it does. There's so much fight in mid. I'm sure that, FaZe and Baby Jesus haven't offended anyone on either team, but so much prio mid, both supports perma mid. It just feels like a really mid-heavy game. Fuse are definitely cashing out the more beneficial kills. Again, we do see a kill go to the Azir for once, but 4 for the Zahid. He's building Trinity. This is kind of a bit scary, I'm not going to lie.
It's looking terrifying. But the biggest gold gap is sitting on the hands of this Nah. There's a very little hands, okay? But they can get very big and scary, especially with a boulder in them as well. Because once you start throwing that about, we're a 3-kill gold lead, and it's Luke Bingo. Okay, I haven't seen this guy perform on a Nah yet because I haven't had the chance to see it, right? Right now, he's showing us exactly what's supposed to be done.
Yeah, he's playing super well, but I mean, I don't think Luke's really had he hasn't had a bad season. He's done so well in all of these matches top. But again, Doggo is playing a champion that is a bit of a weak side favorite. Ornn will get his combo down. Brittle damage is item. It doesn't depend on item, sorry. So, I mean, he will get those nice chunky hits mid-late, and his ultimate value doesn't decrease with gold. So, he will still have impact in these late fights.
Auto attacks may just find it, flashing away just in case that tower was going to find him as well. But nobody will, nothing can. Luke Bingo is once again on ball with another kill in that top side. So what does that mean? We've got 2.5 minutes until the Dragon. Water does want to secure a bit of vision already as Valet is trying to match that with a Nico of his own as we speak. Luke Bingo is unmatched in that top side because of what we've seen in the last few minutes. Now gets a little bit more plates into his hands. Do we see this Herald opening up the map a little bit more, or can Nameless put it right back into its pit?
I'd love to see Fuse put that Herald mid. It's just such a great lane to crack because it pushes the front line back. It gives access to the jungle. It really puts pressure on Nameless in every regard. So I suspect that's what Fuse are thinking too. But again, it is a healthy tower, so they do need they need all hands mid if they do want to take that.
They're going to need all the help they can get, and Azir's getting a bit of a helping hand from this volley bear. Look, Bingo maybe doesn't expect to have to deal with a 2v1, and now he doesn't have the hop, he doesn't have the mega Nah, but he does have his sights on Raiden's volley bear. He's just out. He's just walking right out. That's tough. Oh, hold on a minute. Valet may be able to find an opportunity down in the mid lane, but not quite until that. Nico does get a bit of damage coming out from the mom as well, flashing in with the last auto attack to finish the job. Look, Bingo's now going to be diving right across the Emperor's Divide, and Volibear goes onto the other side, but it doesn't matter because he's one auto attack before being taken out as well. He's got the movement speed. He can slow him down with the hyper scaling. Oh my god, the kiting coming out on the Nah just to escape the clutches of the bear.
just Herald used bot lane, which is interesting, but again, they do see that value. Good chunk on the bot. I'm not sure if the T1 was alive when he did the Herald initially, but it was damaged, so I'm assuming he did take T1. Sorry for my lack of attention, but yeah, plays mid, plays top. Luke driven out of his home, which is interesting. Tower taken for Nameless and a kill for the Smolder. So for the first time, whilst the Herald did crack bot, a phase where Nameless will be happy.
Yes, sir. They are now with a kill on the Smolder, yet to die. That's 900 gold over Mechano. You are scaling on this one champion. You've got the Ornn. Ornn is eventually going to bring, those 3 champions in this game. That doesn't that can't really match the Smolder's scaling and the Ornn scaling, right? So the Ornn is going to help them out in that regard. As Luke Bingo, this time around, he's on the big Gnar, maybe looking for a fight rather than an escape. He's going to have to get a nice disengage with the ultimate. But there's no tower. Valet's coming around. Ooh, they don't want a quiet pick on any of that because the rest of the team is actually arriving. There's a TP coming out from the Orianna. Getting a pop loss. Someone to absolutely nobody. But the crash down finds the target. Looking for a nice Emperor's Divide, but only 2. Out yourself of trouble as the aggression is pulling through again for Fuse.
The aggression is there. A little sneaky Zhonya's picked up. They didn't check the items. 2 ultimates used, and Zhonya's baits them both. Really disaster fight for Nameless, and that is going to hurt. Tristana gets a bag of gold for there, neutralizes the 900 gold lead for Smolder, and top lane just skyrockets more. Nameless have got a big gap to close here, and it's getting a little bit scary. I've got faith, but at the same time, how much can a Smolder do against a 4-0, a 5-0, a 3-kill mid? It is looking like quite the mountain to climb for Nameless.
And not only is it maybe a little bit of a climb, but there is a big man in the chat right now that's making Fuse's spark light up a little bit more. Flicker of the Spark himself, aka Blaze, is in the chair. Goat. Everybody goat him up because the Shockwave will find 2 crucial targets and the Smolder finds his first death.
Bang, and 2 of Nameless disappear. One of Fuse's favorite magic tricks is a Shockwave into kill. And a really good play. Baron was the objective up at the time. Nameless trying to take vision, but Fuse have set up her home in the topside jungle. And, you know, with a Rel into a Nico matchup, you really have to ward during these downtimes in combat where you know you're not at risk. That is such a high priority objective to face check and die. It's a typical death that happens quite a lot for squishier supports.
Ooh, yes it does. And wow, 7.5 thousand gold right now on a 21-minute game. That's going to close up by about what looks like that was 800 gold removed off of that lead with a single tower, and just goes to show you how important it is as Raiden walking into the side of the map that doesn't quite belong to him, and maybe Fuse is going to punish a little bit for it, but this mid lane tower is yet to be taken out, and that's the refuge that Nameless can find time and time again.
Yeah, it's not the coziest house. There's breeziness coming in from the bottom top, from the massive holes where the turrets were. But yeah, it's still there. A credit to Nameless. And I mean, if they get really homesick, if it does go, Azir can build a little temporary.
Maybe a rainy day for Nameless, and they don't have what they need, unless the Azir is gonna just make it a little bit more cozy for the time being. It's been raised. The structure is back on. That tower has been secured. But Dreaded Return, hitting twice, once on Nico, once on Azir. Blue Piece just trading, getting that passive stack in as the Soaring Charge knocks up the water, disengages his engage. Dream delivering onto the backline. Ornn is already down. Smolder's mom is trying to salvage something as a pop from the Nico. He's going to knock up 3 members, but it's not enough damage, not enough follow-up until you find Thiers. And now Mikado is in trouble, but not until Luke Bingo is yet to get his Mega Gnar, because the backline on the side of Nameless is looking distoriated. That's not even a word, but I'll let you take and figure that one out yourself unfazed. What a team fight.
Fully disorientation, 100%. And it's a nightmare fight for Nameless, because while that all goes down, they bag a tower as well. And it's a solo kill potential for Luke Bingo, man. He's a freak. He is a freak. And that Gnar pick is just, do you know what? You can get tired into these comps, okay? What I mean by that is Ornn knows what he has to do. He has to try and CS while not taking damage and try to clear that wave hastily so that, you know, Gnar doesn't get tower pressure. But you know, when you've done that for a minute, you kind of get a bit frazzled. When you've done that for 5, you're like, oh gosh, I'm getting altered too much. You do that for 20 minutes with a confidence that, like, that Luke's got this game. It's hard, man. And he has literally snowballed out of control. If you look at the game gold lead, and to think that half of that is on Luke is crazy.
Ooh, all right. Wow. Which champion do you even try and ban away? Do you even focus topside? Do you just go weak side top lane? Wondergo on this Ornn will be doing exactly that. And the best thing about an Ornn is that if you do fall behind in this laning phase, you can give Ornn a Mern's, but is it going to be enough as there's many flanks coming through, 5-man strong, but baby Jesus is in trouble as Luke Bingo, the man himself, that's now gotten rid of Valet. 3 members knock up, that's huge as the follow-up with Mom. Yes, it comes through, but not enough damage. Valet is now in trouble. He's not the tank, he is the engage, he's found it, but nothing else found. The engage. Valet will be sacrificed and sent to the abyss of the void as none of us but in this dragon pit will be picking ourselves the soul unless Nameless got what it takes to stop this advance. Mechanos are going to be engaged on. This is a very good target to find. The rocket jump does secure his escape. Now just look at the amount of auto-attacking. This is an Ornn scheduled death at some point, right? Unless Baby Jesus can do something. Not because we got the Mechano getting the reset onto Raiden, but he's got the heals until the Smolder can maybe do something. Never mind. A double kill coming through Dreaded Return, hitting onto Baby Jesus. Water is charging in, but has to crash down away from the tower because that tower will be the focus.
Yeah, I think Nameless just trying to piece together a fight. We see the damage exchange mid, but Valet dies. I mean, at this point, I guess you are just looking for that YOLO fight to try and crack a bit of that gold lead back. But Fuse, they've demonstrated that they can patiently play these games. They do hold on to a lead and they don't give it back. And again, they are bleeding Nameless out here, and I think we have reached the point of no return.
Oh, Luke Bingo maybe also found a bit of a point of no return if he could just be constantly CC. That's a chain coming through. Great pill. Pick up, but it's going to be 1-for-1, and the volley bed attack is going to also be removed. Emperor's Divide just to divide the battle. As we speak, Bloopy's got the passive. Dreaded Return maybe perhaps hitting enough damage with Mechano's backline. Support, it may be enough onto the Smolder they go as these minions are way not healthy enough. There's not going to be another siege. It looked like a reset, but I guess Nameless found a pick on the Gnar.
I think Luke must have had a bet on that he wouldn't go deathless because he just sends it 1v5 into the towers and he does take a death. I don't think that's going to be the big respite that Nameless need to turn the game by any means, but it has delayed the end. It gives them a little window to farm, maybe clear their thoughts because, I mean, they have damage. Any game nearing 30 minutes mean that anyone can be one shot. So, I mean, there's a window for a pick on the side of Nameless. But if this goes to a 5v5, the gold gap and the comp is just not going to help them at all.
Ooh, right. Tough situation to find yourself in. It's only 27 almost minutes into the game. Who is the knight in the shining armor on the side of Nameless? As opposed to Water, who's exactly that. He's going to be stopping anybody that might feel brave enough to take on this soldier, this warrior, as the rest of Fuse will be dealing with the monster in the backlines. And now, they've slayed it. Now 5 of these shining armored monsters of themselves will be advancing into this map. On the Nameless side this time round, this jungle does not belong to anybody but Fuse. However, their base still can be seized of when it comes to the control. Doggo getting low, but so is Mechano. Look at the amount of damage finding the right target. That was the right route from Valet that they needed to find. It will buy them more time. For the time being, they are still not quite stopping. Look, Bingo is around. The none other but Gnar. Ultimate, obviously, he's getting angry. He's getting raged up. The aggression is coming, but not quite yet. They're going to stall it for a moment more.
Yeah, slight misplay from Fuse. Luke Bingo dropped back to empower the next Baron wave, which gave a really small window for Mechano to be focused. But again, the siege is very much alive.
Oh, Water. This is just a one tower. Look at how many minions just rolling into in these side lanes. The mid lane, as Water has to crash away from danger, but nice route. This is, again, maybe something that they need to find, but Water is not really the target. It's not like Meccano is dead. He's coming. And you couldn't find that last final engage onto Water, looking for their pop, and they find the knock-up. Nice mum, but Thais is going golden into the back line. Smolder is already being deleted, and everybody else. But look at the amount of damage. That was absolutely amazing. Bloopy's got his passive. Wow. It's just explosive. To a T, as we speak. Luke Bingo's getting that flank. You could call it an insec. We will. Luke has found the last target in this aced Nameless front, as the front itself is now no more.
Yeah, what a great game from Fuse. And I mean, we saw it in the early game. The little crack started to show in the Nameless squad. But again, I mean, they showed heart. There was definitely enough action that game for a game one. I'm feeling a little bit warmer now, but yeah, I mean, an undisputed game for FaZe, for Fuse even. I keep saying FaZe, forgive me. It's something I'll iron out. There's too many FaZe.
It's your name. That's why.
FaZe, I'm FaZe. There's yeah. Honestly, I think draft wise, they had the sacrificial weak side top. But I think they just discounted the fact that Luke could get that big. Because, I mean, he was 2v1 for the most part, the second half of that game. And, I mean, yeah, Nameless, just another day in the league. And, you know, sorry, Fuse. I'm stumbling over my words. Oh, man, give me a second. Fuse, another day.
Let's get ourselves a coffee. I haven't had a coffee
True,
yet, right?
true.
How about that?
Mate,
let's get ourselves a brew.
Bruce. Yeah, but to wrap up, another day in the league for Fuse. Nameless are going to have to go back to the drawing board, though. They will. Yes. They'll cook. They'll cook. I've got faith.
Oh, we got faith for FaZe, because this is Fuse. And Unfazed has just run it down for everybody here. And we are looking at a great start for Fuse as we speak. Nameless still got to find that win. And I'm sure they will, because this is now 4 games to go. It's a big day, guys. It's a big day. Okay, there's so much going on. There's a 5-game best of 1 day ahead of us, with one of those games already scratched off this list. We have got so much more to get through as we speak. Great start for the side of Fuse this time round. Without Jaden McDaniels, they got Water, and Water's rail is looking nasty, by the way. I had the pleasure of trying this guy out in the Fuse Tryout Cup all the way back in October. God damn. Okay, that's the guy I remember. Blaze himself was a part of the Tryout Cup, and now he's become a staple of the Fuse community. And the ERL boys love him, man. And that's what I like to hear, because we do, man. He's the flicker of the spark for the team. He absolutely is. We're going to get ourselves on a short break as we get ready for the next game yet to be decided. So stay tuned, and we shall be right back.